Hi everyone, welcome to our module which is going to look at what we need to know about first language acquisition as we are learning to teach emergent bilingual children. So one of the reasons that we are studying this particular topic is because we know that a child who has a strong literacy background or is literate in his or her first language will be able to transfer those skills into learning a second language. So in short, knowing your first language helps learning a second language. But we know that oftentimes first languages are not supported in today's schools. So having a strong understanding of why first language development is important and how it happens is going to help you be a more informed practitioner. Okay, so a couple of things that you're going to work on in this module. You're going to do some reading, and the readings are going to come from our textbook, How Languages Are Learned, and in that chapter you're going to hear a lot about some topics like what does first language acquisition look like? What are some of the aspects of a child's first language development that will help you understand if a child is developing in a typical manner? Things like their use of negation, how they use the word no or say that they don't want something, or their questioning. Okay, so they're going to give you very specific examples of what that looks like. I also included a one-page link to a brief by ASHA, which is the professional organization for speech therapists. That is going to give a brief overview of what language learning, what are some of the differences between a child who is learning a second or additional language and one that may have a language delay or a disorder, okay, or a disability. That question typically comes up for teachers, and sometimes it is there is an overpresence of children who are emergent bilinguals in special education programs because the teachers really don't know, like, is the child learning a language or is this a disorder? We don't know what to look for. So that's going to help you get a little bit of an introduction of what are some of the signs of typical language development versus potential challenges. And I should note that it's also completely possible for emergent bilingual to have a language disorder. That is also possible. So there can be both. So you're going to do the reading, and then I've included a video, and I always try to include a lot of videos of teachers actually teaching. And one of the reasons I want you to do that is I want you to start to connect the theories that we're learning about in the readings with actual classroom practice and see what it looks like. And I have a series of questions that in the application section that will help guide your learning as you're engaging with the video. Okay? And so the last thing you'll do is you'll do the content, the application, and there's a discussion. And I'd like you to pose an authentic question. Authentic questions are, just like the name suggests, something that comes up as you're doing the reading, something that comes up and say, hey, you could say, I don't really get this. I need a little bit more explanation. Or has anyone thought about XYZ? Okay, it's I'm just looking to see that you're really thinking about the reading as you are as you're doing the reading and thinking about what it means for your future teaching practice and what it means for language learning, etc. So, don't stress too much over the question. But once you pose that to your authentic question group, take some time to think about it and respond briefly. Okay? I wanted to make a quick note about expected response lengths. I'm not someone who counts pages or words. However, I'm looking for in-depth engagement with the reading. So try to support what you're saying with the research that's being presented to you in the reading. That's going to really show that you're a professional who understands this topic. Okay? So while I want you to connect what you are learning with your own personal experience, that is very important, I also want you to make that connection with the research and scholarship that is done in language learning. That's expected. What else? Oh, also, if you prefer to make video responses rather than written responses, that is also acceptable. But please realize that right now Moodle only takes about 16 gigabytes, and sometimes a typical video is larger than that. All right, I will welcome any questions and looking forward to your thoughts on language learning. Appreciate it. Have a good week.